I did get me a 2-liter Dr. Pepper today. That's nice. I hope everybody in town's having fun. You know, I got to know so many people in that town. I care about so many people in that town. It's really good to get to see Troy. And then Kevin and his kid Mason. And Skate Girl was doing all right, and that's good. There you go. We got y'all guys back. Hello again, friends. Oh, I got a tummy ache. Good to see y'all guys. Hey, friends. Hey, Joey. Lisa. Yeah, y'all are coming in really fast. I like Tracy, Michael, Stairway to Nowhere. What's up, Stairway? Awesome name. Kevin, Dina, I enjoy your live. Thank you. Yep, I got me a Dr. Pepper. Malibu to Mom. Y'all guys are coming in hot now, guys. Hoorah. Who frickin' raw. Jenny. Little dude. Becca B. Joy. Haley. How you doing, guys? What's this? Oak Ridge. Hey, been a while, Oak Ridge. How you doing? Oak Ridge taxidermist. You know, Jamie right now is, she's taxidermying a raccoon tail that we found as roadkill here recently. If you want to go in and check it out, it's one of my lives here. It's roadkill in the kitchen. Is pretty cool. She got all of her taxidermy stuff yesterday, which I think is awesome. No, today. It's been a long freaking day, guys. Apparently it's 2 days in one in my brain. So Oak Ridge threw in $5, bought a comment, and get your heart and a like. Guys, get Oak Ridge a like if you would, please. Can I have mod now, please? I will help with haters in the future, Oak Ridge. I'll put your name in the hat. I promise. Okay. Right now we have all the mods we need at this time. I will put your name in the hat. And if we need more, I'll put you in consideration. All right. Just be part of the community here. Help support the mods. Let's build some time together and stuff. All right. I appreciate you so much. Yep, to 18 likes, brother. There we go. Smash that like, says Rebecca and Little Dude. Appreciate it. Happy Halloween, says Jack Dunn. Hey, is this the Jack Dunn? Happy Halloween, Jack. Trick or treat, bro. The H-Zone. Is that H-Zone? Yes. Hey, H-Zone. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Again, I thank you so much for that picture you drew me and everything, and for being like a great member of this community. It's so good to see you tonight. Happy Halloween. Kim from Michigan. BXZ. Hello. So it's B. Oh, B-Babe X7. Okay, hello. JC, hi, brother. Drop 10 or $10 to salute. Hoorah, man. Appreciate you. You're a good guy, man. Seriously appreciate it. Scott Kerr. Hey, Matt, when are you planning to do the road trip? Soon. Very soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but very soon. I fear when we do the road trip, I'm going to get a tripod, put you in the passenger seat, hit go, and we're going to drive off together, guys. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to go. We're going to see if we run into the edge of the world or if it just stretches on, you know? And we'll take whatever difficulty comes. I'm sure that there'll be difficulty. There always is. We're going to take it, though, and we're going to give maximum effort, right? Joyce saying hi to everybody. Ren Linder threw in $2 for the mission, guys. Bought a comment, says, I love you, Matt. Miss you. Thanks, Ren. Right back at you, my good friend. You're awesome. What's this? John, what up, John? Appreciate you being out there, bro. John dropped in $5, guys. Bought a comment, said, Matt, could Jamie get any cooler? LOL, she's pretty awesome. Jamie is pretty awesome. She really is. She's a good friend of mine. She's helped me out in so many ways. She's still helping me out right now, actually, because I'm staying between Aaron's and her place. She gave me the opportunity to get to know her family from the inside. This beautiful world, beautiful family, you know. Jamie and I, we were just too close together, and there's started to get some friction and stuff, you know, and it was just best time for me to go on my separate way, you know. And that's not to say I won't be back. Like I said, I'm staying at her place off and on, you know. We're gonna do Music Madness together again and all. It's just that's how it is sometimes when people spend too much time together, you know. And I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic too, so like I just have to watch myself and make sure that I do the next right things and stuff, you know. But Jamie is cool, isn't she? She's really cool. She is. She likes doing all the same stuff I do too. It's like hunting, hiking, roadkill, skinning things, bugs. Yeah. We even, so Jamie's girls, which girl was it? I want to say it was the youngest, wasn't it? We went over to do one of their school events, and one of the animal guide people here, it might have been like the Forest Service or something, had this table, and it was, guess what scat this is? So for anybody that doesn't know, scat is animal poop, right? And yeah, so that was the first table we went to. It's like we have some of the oddest, it's almost Adam's Family sometimes, some of the topics that she and I like. Yeah, so Jamie is cool as crap. She really is. I kind of made a pun there, didn't I? Chicken, appreciate you. Chicken threw in $5, bought a comment, said, remember, we never give up and we never surrender. We are in Rico very always. Oh, recovery always. Right on, brother. Right on. I like to talk about how we're all recovering from something no matter what it is. There's my man, Eric. What up, Eric? Let me get you a heart and a like, bro. You look like one tough dude, man. Right on. Eric says, hey, man, appreciate you. Means a lot, brother. I'm just staying in tonight, but you're right. Hoorah, man. Hoorah. I'm staying in, too. You know, I'm staying in, too. You got this, Eric. Just remember, all right? The main character of your story is you. And that is a movie that I would watch. All right? Tonight, you're my hero. You're a truthful, honest young man. You're a good man. I can tell that just from the way that you write and the way that you talk. I'm certain that you have good relationships. I mean, shit happens, bro. You know, I know that many of the people that I care about and stuff, I was a real asshole to, you know. But life goes on. Life marches on. Those we love, those who love us, they care. They'll come back. Everything will be all right. You just stay in, take care of yourself, bro, all right? And I want to hear from you in the future, all right? Don't worry about dropping in so that you're paying for the comments so that you know for sure I see it. If you try and get a hold of me, brother, just use all caps. Say, Matt, it's Eric, all right? Or something like that. These guys in the chat, they'll help me see it too, all right, bro? So I appreciate you. And like I said, tonight you are my hero, man. You're the one doing it right now, all right? Be the hero of your story like I know you are. Cindy in Olympia. Hey, Cindy, you rock. She dropped in $2, said nothing. She's so classy. Brenda Berger. Another good lady out there. Another constant supporter. Appreciate you, Brenda. Brenda put in 20, guys. Bought a comment and said, hi, Matt from Sydney, Australia. I am going to Sydney, Australia one of these days. Brenda, I guarantee that I am. I got a lot of friends down there, and it's going to be so cool. If I could drive across the water, that would be my first stop, would be Australia, to tell you the truth. I'm not even sure when I do get the ability to get across all that water, if I'm going to the right or if I'm dropping down. Honestly, I'm not sure which, you know, I'm probably dropping down under. As a Mad Max fan, I mean, the continent of Australia has called my name forever, you know. Appreciate you being here, Brenda Berger. I gotta get current with y'all guys. I'm gonna drop to the bottom. I can't stay long. It's time for me to get back. Aaron goes to sleep kind of early. JC put in another 10, says, I love a good road trip. I just got back from one. Awesome, JC. Now, what is the rest of your name, bro? It's DDK 9 Down Under. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm just going to call you JC, though. All right, man? I'm going to drop down now. I'm current with y'all guys now. Derek 6. Had to take kids treating. Missed the other one today. Be safe. You too, Derek. I'm glad you're all right, man. I'm glad things went well. I'm going to roll one more cigarette, guys, and then I got to go back. I got food waiting, and I just need to crash. I have to dig out those rolling papers, too, because these are getting thin. Oh, look at that. I got a couple more in here. Score one for the good guys. I smoke them if you got them. Yeah. It's nice out here in Loomis. It's funny, a lot of people, they don't like the areas where there's no cell phone reception because what if something happens? Me, I'm the exact opposite. When I'm out here in the no cell phone land, I really feel that, like, I'm off the grid and, like, I don't know how to explain it really because I'm so used to taking care of myself, right? And it's like, it's always just me, really. And so, like, I kind of like it. It's got this spooky, old-fashioned feeling to it that just makes me kind of happy, you know? Because I always know, no matter what happens, I'll take care of it. You know, I can take care of about anything. And when I can't, well, it's time to go home. Was going to tell y'all guys a story, a spooky story since it's Halloween. I still might. I'll make it real short though, okay? Because this is a true story that I learned here in the Okanagan County. So, okay, that's what we're going to do. Before I go home, I'm going to tell you a quick scary story straight from the Okanagan Valley. And I have inside information too as a proper Loomisite. Is that what we call ourselves out here? As a citizen of Loomis, 5 years running and a pretty damn good neighbor, I might say, because one of my neighbors told me today I'm a pretty damn good neighbor. So I think I can spread that around. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you a spooky story that puts chills on the back of even my neck and something that I think about while I'm walking around Chapaca Mountain a lot. What's this? JD. Appreciate you, bro. JD doing 20 big ones, guys. Guys, please get JD a like in here. JC, I'm so sorry, brother. A like. There we go. He says, JC is fine. DDK 9 Down Under is the business name. Totally cool, man. You got your own business. Awesome. We got a young entrepreneur here, guys. That is the way to do it, brother. I try and do the same thing. I'm a bit of an entrepreneur myself. I was young when I started. It's good to see you, bro. All right, guys. So here we go. Quick, short, spooky story that took place here. The year is, now, don't quote me on a lot of this, okay? I'm going to tell the story my way. All right? So, it starts out right here. 2023, a friend of mine, the son of the old cowboy, stopped by where I was staying in the Picker's cabin. It's kind of a gloomy day. He gets out of his truck. He walks over. He's a slow-talking, taller man. Everybody's taller compared to me. Not true. I'm not, but slow-talking, taller man. He walks over and he goes, Matt. He always has a smile on his face, right? Reminds me of his dad. And he goes, Matt, I got a story here you might want to read. And he holds out a book. It's a white book with lettering on it. I forget what it says, but it's just basic. It's paper bound, paper cover and everything. It's about yay thick. He hands it to me. It's like, just be sure to get back to me when you're done with it. And I'm like, okay. And I go inside and the lights go down. You know, it gets dark and everything. I open the book, and that's where the story starts. It tells a little bit about the town of Loomis back in the heyday when it started out as a mining town, mining and cattle. Back in the 1930s-ish, I believe, is when the story took place. And it's a booming town. There's like 3 bars, couple cat houses, a school. There's, you know, it's mining, people coming in with gold and all this stuff all the time. Cowboys riding through town with their beef. It's a big, booming dirt roads. Just started out as something straight out of the Westerns, right? And the Loomis Quick Stop was the main store back then, even though it wasn't called the Quick Stop. I forget what it was called. We'll just call it the general store. So in this town, everything was great. You know, people went to church, they did their job and everything. And as now, there have always been wild people who don't live in the town, people that live out in the middle of nowhere. And there was a man who did that. He lived a lot like I live, but he lived out there all the time. His name was Frank Arnold. Now that name, for anybody that has seen some of my videos, is etched into the door of the cabin at Chappaqua. I'm the one that etched it there in honor of Frank Arnold. So Frank, they say, was a guy, he was in his mid-40s, if I remember right, and he came down from Canada. They say that he was either a outlaw or somebody from the war who had just seen too much and decided to move out into the nothing. And that's what he did. He was like me. He had a mule. He had some packs and bags. And his big thing was he would go up and build trapper cabins up in these hills right out here. Goodenough, Snowshoe, Chappaqua, Totes, Cooley, all of it was his stomping grounds. He was a fur trapper by trade. So he'd go up and he'd set his trap line in an area, he'd trap it out, right? Then he'd pick everything up and he'd move to the next area. And he had cabins everywhere. I'm sure that Frank Arnold stayed in the Chappaqua cabin that we go adventuring all the time, right? But us guys like that, we still get lonely every now and then, right? And so lots of times wild people will run into other wild people and stay for a while because it's nice to have company, right? They'll run their trap lines together. They'll hunt together. Lots of times they'll spend the weather trading stories of all the badass stuff that they had done and everything, just to kind of keep what little sanity we have still intact. So Frank had a friend, and I don't remember what his name I'm going to call him Bill. My dad's name was Bill. He was a bit of a wild man. Don't relate my dad to Bill, though, because it's a totally different guy, right? And there's a lot of Bills. I know a ton of Bills. So Bill was a younger guy, and he tried his hand at trapping. He wasn't very good at it, from what I remember. I mean, he gave it a good go and everything, but being a younger guy, he didn't know the ropes and stuff. I mean, I can relate to that, right? And so good old Frank Lightning kind of took him underneath his wing, and they spent several seasons together up hunting and trapping up around like Chappaqua Mountain and stuff. You know, my neighbors are going to tell me that I got this story so wrong, but like I said, this is my rendition of it. Few years pass, and Bill winds up committing himself to an insane asylum. He commits himself to an asylum. Now, it isn't forced committing. It's not like he was found chewing some dead animal in the middle of Main Street and everybody locked him up over it. He just went in on his own because he had issues. Nobody knows what those issues are, but the book describes him as a crazy man, right? And so he went in and he locked himself up in an asylum. Couple years pass, and a guy comes out with the state. If I remember right, it was a sheriff and a Forest Service dude. And yes, they had the Forest Service even back in 1930s. Shout out to the Forest Service. You do a lovely job. I wish your email address was never mine. But yeah, so they come to the asylum. They asked to talk to Bill. Bill walks out, he sits down at the table, and they start explaining to him. They tell him, your friend Frank Arnold hasn't been seen in a very long time, like 2 winters. And usually Frank would come in every 6 to 8 months or so, right? Get supplies and go back up. So everybody feared that he was gone. They had searched for Frank. They went out to all the places that they knew where he stayed and everything, and they couldn't find him. And so after this 2 years, they went to Bill in the insane asylum and they told Bill what had happened. And they're like, well, we know that you trapped with him for a very long time. And we're certain that you probably know of places where Frank went that we don't know about. We would like to bring Frank in to town and lay him to rest properly. Will you please come with us and help us find Frank? Now, I'm going to shorten the story way down, right? Bill reluctantly agrees to go with these 2 guys up into the mountains of up over Loomis. We'll just call it up over Loomis, and try and find his old friend Frank Arnold. So they get in an old beat up truck. There was a truck in it. 1930s, they had trucks. You might need to adjust the year, guys. We could be closer to like the 40s or something. I think it was in the 30s, though. Anyway, they get in a truck and they start heading out. They climb the mountain. They get up to all the old stomping grounds and everything, and they can't find Frank anywhere. Well, Bill says there's one more place that we can look. It's really hard to get to. Frank didn't stay there often. He didn't really like the area, and it was pretty much trapped out most of the time. But maybe Frank is up there. And so they headed out. Well, the truck stops and they have to walk like 2 miles. It's the middle of dead winter. And I remember in the story, they give such a vivid, because it's written from the perspective of the crazy guy, right? Of Bill, if I remember right. And so they're walking, and things get really scary as they're going through the forest, right? It's like breaking their own trail, one guy after the next. They're in a line. It's dark. The flashlights start flickering, start to go out. They're really having a hard time of it. One guy is really big, and he starts doing really bad, starts freaking out and stuff. And the other 2 are really worried that if something happens to him, how are they going to get him off the mountain, right? So finally, they trudge through and they find where this camp is, and they find a body. The body is hanging from a tree, and it has a hat pulled down over its face, like a beanie, a toque, if you're Canadian, or toboggan, right? I've got one. Yeah, right here. It's pulled down over its face, and it's hanging from about 3 feet up off of the ground. Looks like it had tried to get on top of these stuff, right? Camp supplies and stuff to get up there. And then they pull the hat off of him, and when they do, this mustache which flies down after him, right? And everybody jumps back, and it's all real creepy, and there's a skeleton looking at him with this big white skeleton smile. And everybody thinks, well, we must have found Frank. And so they pack the body up and they start hiking him out, and they bring him down and they lay him to rest. And that was the end of old Frank Arnold. Everybody feared that the winter just got too cold for him and that he just didn't want to do it anymore. And so he smoked himself. I wonder if the algorithm's going to get me on this. I mean, this is just a Halloween story, right? Now, that's basically as far as I read in the book. I didn't get to finish the book or anything. But like I told you, there's something that I know that nobody else knows. And this is what is really creepy. Fast forward a few years, all right, and I start hearing the story of Frank Arnold here, 2023. Present day Picker's Cabin. Actually, I'm at the Loomis Quick Stop when I'm talking to one of the town elders who is talking about this story. I brought it up and he starts talking about it and everything. Now, there have always been people who just do no good for no good reason, right? They pick on people and stuff like that. And Frank was no different than any of us. I know that I've spent 1 or 2 nights in a cold camp. Because you just don't know who's out there on the road sometimes. You know what I mean? And Frank was no different than any of us. So there were a few no goods in town that didn't like Frank very much. And so there was a big debate as to whether or not Frank put himself in that tree or if somebody else might have put himself in that tree. But there I stood, 2023, talking to somebody who would know. And he said, well, you know, Matt, what's really interesting about that is, and he looks around. Frank Arnold didn't have no teeth. Is that some creepy shit or what? Did your hairs on the back of your neck stand up? Did they? Right? It's like, yeah. So a lot of us figured that somebody went up there to do Frank a bad deed and wound up swinging. And Frank packed up his stuff and went back home to Canada and was never heard from again. And that is my Halloween story for you tonight. Sleep well, little children. But isn't that good? Frank Arnold didn't have no teeth, right? Yeah, I might have to erase this because I don't know if it's worth holding on to and everything. But I just thought that was something that on this dark Halloween night I wanted to share with you. Yeah. Crazy good. Thank you. Good story. Crazy mystery. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Matt. Yeah, hoorah. So who was the bite? I don't know. No idea. It weren't Frank Arnold. Like I said, some people figured that somebody went up there trying to do Frank bad. Yeah, and you know what they say about doing unto others as we would have done to us. Sure scares the shit out of us. Who said that? Yeah, come back here. Dry water, hoorah! And send us to bed. Right on, man. Right on, Dry. No, I thought that was so good. I've always thought that was good. Don't delete. I have to re-listen. Okay. Hello, Dry Water. Right on. Love your videos. Thank you, sissy. I love you, says Taylor. Thank you there, Taylor. Well, it's possible, right? Says Cindy. Mad Matt. Oh, yeah. Muchas gracias, amiga. Sí, yo soy mucho loco. Y ahora mucho más loco. Sí. Muchas gracias, mi amiga. Ronnie Hogwater. Hello, Ronnie. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good night, Eric. Stay strong, brother. Like I said, I want to hear from you in the future. All right, bro? Keep your head up, man. We are the masters of our destiny. Only we can rule our world. Never forget that, all right? All right, guys, I got to go. Like I said, yeah, okay, it's only 7:30. It's not that bad. I hope that you enjoyed the story. Yeah, as a wild man who lives in the mountains, I walk around a lot of times, and I just think to myself, this could be one of the trails that Frank himself walked down. Frank is one of my heroes. Frank Arnold is a hero of mine. He is. For no good damn reason either, you know? All right. I will see y'all guys tomorrow, probably from the same spot. I'm gonna head in, probably go hang out with Jamie for a little bit, see if she wants to do like a madness or something. And then we'll just rock and roll this thing together. All right, we'll just see what happens. We're just gonna see what happens. Let's just do it. Just do it, right? Yeah. Appreciate you. Never give up, never surrender. Final thought. Now we'll go with something Einstein said. The thought that often drives me hazy isn't me or everyone else who's crazy. Trick or treat, guys. Bye. Frank didn't have no teeth.